Welcome back, the rare and valuable coins. Today we're diving deep into the world of Abraham Lincoln wheat pennies. But not just any coins. We're talking about the ones that sold for thousands of dollars at auction. So let's get started. Today we're diving into one of the most talked about coins in U.S. history, the 1956 Lincoln wheat penny. At first glance, it's just another old copper cent. But some of these coins have shocked collectors and experts around the world. Why? Because a few rare pieces from this year reportedly sold for jaw-dropping amounts. We're talking tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars. Just imagine, a simple penny that most people would ignore on the sidewalk could hold the power to rewrite your financial future. Back in 1956, the U.S. Mint produced millions of these coins, but only a few came out with mysterious minting flaws that made them incredibly rare. Collectors claim these error strikes are like hidden treasure, sleeping inside old jars, drawers, and forgotten piggy banks across America. Some say a handful of 1956 wheat pennies show double-die errors, a tiny doubling on the date, on the words liberty, or even in God we trust. Under a magnifying glass, these small imperfections turn a 1-cent coin into a fortune. One collector allegedly discovered his coin during a garage clean-out. It looked ordinary until a coin dealer told him its rumored worth could reach over $200,000 at auction. Since then, the hunt for the 1956 Lincoln wheat penny has become almost legendary. The shine, the weight, the design, everything about this coin holds a story of American history. It's not just metal. It's a symbol of time, a reminder of when America was recovering, rebuilding, and believing in small things that had great value. Even the worn edges tell a story that traveled through pockets, through generations, and somehow survived all these years to end up in your hands. So, if you got a few old coins sitting somewhere in a jar or drawer, don't overlook them. Because one of those could be the rare 1956 Lincoln wheat penny that might be worth a small fortune today. Collectors across the U.S. are still searching, and auctions are seeing record-breaking bids whenever one appears. And here's the thing. Many people regret spending this coin without ever knowing its hidden worth. So, next time you see a wheat penny with the year 1956 on it, hold it tight, take a closer look, and remember, your next penny could be your ticket to unimaginable wealth. Stay tuned, because in the upcoming videos, we'll uncover even more shocking coins hiding unbelievable secrets and impossible values. Make sure you've subscribed, hit that notification bell, and be the first to know when the next treasure story drops. Because the next video might reveal the coin that's sitting right in your pocket right now. As we step deeper into the story of the 1946 Lincoln wheat penny, we uncover secrets that most collectors can only dream of. This coin, though small in size, carries mysteries that can shake the very foundation of coin collecting. Not all 1946 pennies are created equal. Among the millions struck that year, a few anomalies emerged, subtle but striking imperfections, that would eventually make their owners millionaires overnight. Some coins bore die cracks, long thin lines stretching across the face of Lincoln. These cracks were the result of overused minting dies, leaving behind tiny, ghost-like scars on each coin that passed under the press. Others displayed misaligned strikes, where Lincoln's portrait or the wheat stalks on the reverse were slightly off-center. A casual observer would dismiss them as defective pennies. But for a seasoned collector, these flaws were treasures waiting to be discovered. Perhaps the most intriguing examples are the coins struck on unusual planchets. In 1946, the Mint was still working with leftover planchets from the wartime steel penny era of 1943. Some of these 1946 pennies were accidentally struck on planchets with slightly different metal compositions. The result? Coins that looked like copper but had a hint of steel, catching the light in ways that ordinary pennies could never match. And then there are the date anomalies. Some 1946 pennies were struck with faint or partially missing digits, making the year almost ghostly and surreal. Collectors call these phantom dates, coins that seem to carry the shadow of history itself. It's these rare features that set the stage for jaw-dropping auction results. One particularly famous 1946 Lincoln wheat penny was sold in a private auction for a reported $1,265,000. The coin had a combination of die wear, a slightly misaligned mint mark, and unusual toning, making it one of the most desirable pennies in numismatic history. Another example, described as having minor surface scratches but a perfectly centered die error, was said to have sold for $870,000 in an international auction, even though these coins were damaged in appearance. Their historical significance and rarity turned them into multi-million-dollar treasures. Collectors don't just buy these coins for the metal. They buy them for the story, the rarity, and the chance to own a piece of history. Each scratch, each imperfection, each ghostly date is proof of the coin's journey through time. A journey that began in the bustling, minting halls of 1946 America and continues to captivate the imaginations of people today. It's also fascinating to see how collector psychology plays a role. People are willing to pay extraordinary amounts for coins that tell story. A perfect 1946 penny might fetch hundreds of dollars, but a rare error with historical significance can skyrocket into the hundreds of thousands, even millions. And the drama doesn't end there. Stories circulate about coins found in old wallets, forgotten jars, or between the pages of books. One collector reportedly found a 1946 penny tucked into a 1940s photo album. At first glance, it seemed ordinary, but under careful inspection, it revealed a subtle die, crack, and unusual toning. That coin later sold for an astonishing $520,000, transforming a simple forgotten penny into a life-changing treasure. In many ways, these coins are like time machines. They carry the echoes of an era when America was rebuilding, when families were striving for the American dream, and when the mint was producing millions of pennies without knowing, which few would someday become legendary. Collectors often speak of the emotional thrill of holding such a penny, the warmth of the metal, the history etched into its surface, and the realization that you are holding a coin that has survived decades. Sometimes more than 70 years of circulation and handling is a feeling unlike any other. This is why the 1946 Lincoln wheat penny is more than a coin. It is a story of chance, history, human craftsmanship, and American heritage. And it's why every single 1946 penny has the potential to shock, awe, and mesmerize any collector lucky enough to hold it.